Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I am showing off a new custom, which is Tokoyami from My Hero Academia. Yes, I am making another My Hero Academia custom. But for this one, I actually started him a long time, well, not really. I started him back probably at the start of the school year, honestly. But I never got around to finishing him for a lot of problems, which I'll get into later. But I finally finished him, and I really like how he came out. So let's get into that. So starting with the head, which is actually removable. Let me try that. So yeah, the head is removable, and this was actually really hard to do. Since Tokoyami has like a raven head, I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to make that same head. So that was one of the first problems I dealt with. So at first I thought I would 3D print it, but then I decided to try making it myself. And this is actually my second attempt at making it. The first time I made it was probably even worse. But for how I made the head, I took a regular action figure head, I don't know where from. I made like this kind of template outline for the shape of the head, and then I glued it onto the head and filled in the rest of the head down here. You can see that with hot glue and some clay. Then I did the back of the head, which was pretty much the same thing. And then after that I primed it and then I painted it. And I will say that it is better for a second attempt, but sometimes it can look weird. Like if he's looking straight at you, you can see the eyes do look kind of weird. But if you look off to the side, then it doesn't look that bad. But still, I'm happy on how it came out. So for the main body, it's a few pieces actually. The main torso here is made from a Green Lantern action figure from the Green Lantern movie. It was terrible. But yeah, it's actually the Sinestro Green Lantern. And all I really did with for that was repaint it. You can still see there's a bit of green there. And since Tokoyami's hero costume is mostly covered by his like cloak, I didn't know what I would do for the for like under the cloak, so I just did this design on the fly. And my brother said it kind of looked like Bakugo's design, which now looking at it I can see why. But I'm still happy. And speaking of the cloak, that was actually the other problem I ran into. I didn't know how I was gonna make the cloak for him. So like my grandma, who usually like helps me make action figure clothes since I don't know how to do it just yet, she said that she would help me make it, but she kept running into problems on how to. And so one day while I was out buying figures and stuff, I found this Star Wars Black Series figure. I'm not sure who it was, but he had like this kind of shoulder, like, yeah, kind of like this cape design that goes over the shoulders. And they said that, hey, and yeah, she said that, hey, why don't you use that? And I thought, yeah, it could work. So that's what I did. It was really simple to do since all I really did was just paint it black with a few other details. I also just cut up the bottom so it kind of looks like Tokoyami's teared up cloak. But yeah, I say it worked pretty well. It does deviate from his original design quite a bit, but I still say it's better than nothing, and I think it actually does give him a bit of a cool design. Now, for the legs, this was probably the biggest problem, because with those, the original legs, if I remember correctly, they could only bend like here and then do this. Nope, the foot came out. So that's really all the rotation you would get. And that really didn't work for me. So I tried redoing them. There we go. But turns out this figure was actually like pretty loose because it just kept coming apart. And I had to keep thinking of other things to just keep the legs intact. And at one point, it was just terrible. Like, instead of the legs going out like this, they would go out like on like here. And the legs were terrible. It was a mess. So what I decided to do instead was cut off the original legs and use bionicle pieces. Because I thought, hey, those could work, right? And they did. So I used bionicle pieces here. And I used some 3D printed pieces, if you can see that, for the lower legs. And then I also used some Spider-Man feet for the bottom. And again, it worked out pretty well. At least he can actually stand, and I can still pose him around quite a bit. Speaking of posing, let's get into the articulation. So for the head, it can move side to side, pretty much all the way around. It can go down that far and look up a little bit. You can see the arms can go out that far. They have a bicep swivel. You can see that. His shoulders, shoulders go about that far, and they also have swivel. And his wrist can rotate, and they also have, well, they can swivel, and they also have a hinge. He has a, what? An abdomen swivel. Sorry. He has an abdomen swivel. It works pretty well. He also has an ab crunch. A little bit. Not much, but it works. This foot keeps coming out. There we go. Alright, so for the legs, they can go forward, a little bit backwards. His knees can bend that far, a little bit over 90 degrees. And they can move out to the side, so I can get him stepping like that. And his feet can swivel. That's not gonna. There you go. His feet can swivel. And they also have a hinge. So yeah, they work pretty well. But there was one more thing to Tokoyami that I had to finish before I could call him complete, pretty much. So I'll put him here. And that was making his quirk Dark Shadow. And again, I really like how Dark Shadow came out. So yeah, for his head, it's actually the prototype head I used. The first prototype head I used from Tokoyami, because he does. Dark Shadow does have a similar head to Tokoyami, and I thought that could work for Dark Shadow, and it did. The torso is from a Batman v Superman Batman. You can see the logo still kind of there. And yeah, the hands, are from a DCUC Parallax. I just used these because they were big hands, and Dark Shadow does kind of have that. And for the rest of the body, it's pretty much parts from a Dragon Star's Shinron. And again, works pretty well. For the articulation, his head can go all the way around, just like Tokoyami. It can go down and up. The arms can go out pretty far. He has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, and the wrist swivel. He has a ab crunch that can go a little bit in, but it can go back pretty far. He kind of has a waist swivel, but it is kind of stuck in place because of the peg. The rest of the body doesn't really move either, but I still say it's pretty good. That's it. I really do like how Dark Shadow came out. because at first I thought it would be a little bit cumbersome, but it actually does work out very well. He can even stand on his own. So now for a bit of a height comparison, just gonna move Dark Shadow out of the way. Since Tokoyami is like 5'2", he's like one of the shortest males of his class. I tried to get him down as much as I could, and I think it works all right. Here he is standing next to here you go. Here he is standing next to Uraraka. You can see that they kind of stand at the same height. Not quite sure. Here he is standing next. Well, here they are standing next to Kaminari. See, he stands a little bit taller. Here he is standing next to Midoriya. You can see that he kind of towers over all of them. I'm still waiting to get that Figma Midoriya. I'm gonna get it soon, I swear. Let me just put them behind him. You can see that. There they are standing next to Tenya Ida. You see that he does stand taller than all of them. And the last one, there they are standing next to All Might. And you can see, I say the scaling is pretty good, aside from probably Midoriya. I think they all stand pretty well together. I'm really like how this little collection of action figures is coming along. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Tokoyami. Let me just show you all of them. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed Tokoyami, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yep. We'll stand up. There we go. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.